Hey, man, where to start? What is the dream in your heart? What do you know that you're meant to do? Every day, I meet multiple people that have had something in their heart since the 90s, the 2000s, the mid 2000s, 2010, even the last 6 to 12 months. There's something that you're meant to do. Now's the time to do it. There's something that's been brewing. Now's the time. There's something that's been incubating. Now's the time. There's an ancient proverb that goes, "A fool's voice is known by its many words, but a dream comes through much activity." A fool's voice is known by its many words, but a dream comes through much activity. You don't have to quit today. You don't have to resign. You don't have to end the relationship. You don't have to quit today. You don't have to resign, and you don't have to end the relationship. But there are steps that you can take to prepare for the next season. Get prepared. I feel like the creator of the universe was telling me to get prepared for the next season. And I must admit, for most of April, May, and June, I didn't really get prepared much. I would give myself like a single digits percentage, maybe 10% would be, 15% would be generous. God had to kick me out of the boat for me to step into my lane of what I meant to do, of what's been on my heart for a long time, in various forms, but certainly since 2016, but in various forms before that. There's a theme to your life, there's a pattern, there's something that keeps coming up that you know you're meant to do. I've heard people say it like this: once I finish what I'm doing now, or I succeed at it, or I execute X goal, then I'm going to go do that. It's time to go do that. Have you got that thing that you know you want to do one day? Now's the time to go do it, or at the very least to prepare and position yourself. Because often when opportunities come, we're not ready. The opportunity comes to buy the house next door or the dream piece of property, but we're not even, our banker hasn't even approved us for a loan. So like, how can you go buy it? Or instead of saving for X property, we've been spending on whatever else, you name it. The cars, the subscriptions, the eating out. Might not need to eat out as much. Most people don't, or at least not spend as much on it. It's crazy. I'm from Australia. In America, people spend a lot on eating out. I live in King County near Seattle, Bellevue. People spend a lot on eating out, and people buy each other food. It's great. People are generous. Nothing wrong with eating out, but percentage-wise, if it's a high percentage of your income, then maybe makes sense. Then that might be something to reassess. Anyway, this video is not about eating out, but it is about there are things that are a distraction. There are things that are good that might not be the God. There are things that are good that might not be our highest and best. What's your highest and best? What is that thing? What are the things to release, to get rid of, to declutter? Could be something on the calendar. Could be something in your office. Could be something in your car, carport, fridge, cupboard. Have you ever found stuff in your cupboard? I would always laugh. My mum would have stuff in the cupboard from North America. I was a teenager. We hadn't lived in North America for over a decade. Some stuff had gone with us to North America and come back. What stuff do you need to release and get rid of? When you release stuff, it creates room and energy for the new. There is everything that's in our life has energy to it. How do I know? That's just physics. Everything that you see is made of atoms. Those atoms have neurons, protons, neutrons, and electrons, and within those are quarks and all the rest of it. Who knows how small it goes down? They're probably always coming up with smaller and smaller pieces of how things fit together. But those things vibrate and have a frequency. The electrons go around. All different matter and material has different numbers of those. Energy and matter, there's some really interesting stuff that Albert Einstein came up with, but and there's been different studies that show like how people who are maybe twins or whatnot can be like connected and can like, anyway, I won't digress into that, but we're connected, and energy and matter impacts us, and we impact energy and matter, which means whatever's in your world that doesn't need to be there is taking up space. It's at least taking up brain space. I'm looking at my bag. There's a few things for me to get rid of in my bag that I've been carrying around. It was important for the first day I put it in there, but it's not important anymore. It can just go into the right place in my office. What do you need to release and get rid of to make space for what's new? Maybe it's some clothes. Maybe it's a relationship. And I'm not saying cut people off. It might just be being less intentional with some relationships and more intentional with others. Even if you're just more intentional with some. If something is causing shame, guilt, or fear, I said something, not someone, but I suppose you could include someone too, then take a look at it. That thing maybe need to be released. Give it to God. He's got it. He's got this. Now's the time. Every day I am pissed off with a righteous anger about people, including myself, but I see it so clearly now, where people have something to do, a house to build, a business to build, a dream to start, a book to write, the podcast to start. There is stuff that's put within people that's like, it's not just a dream. It aligns with their skills and their passions. It's like there's all this intersection of it. The other thing is, start charging what you're worth. If you're running a business and you're not charging your clients what is normal market value, then don't do the work. And if you work for someone and you know that you do way more than what the role includes, or way more than what you signed up for, or way more than what other people do for the same thing, it's time to communicate that value to yourself and to the people that you work with. And it's time to look for other work where people do value it. Now, if you just think you deliver more value than you do, then, well, no one can help that, except you. And that is by going and delivering a ton of value, 10x the value that you provide. These are a few thoughts that are burning in my heart. If any of them resonate with you, please DM me. I am all about the realignment and the repositioning that is happening for people. If that's not you, cool, DM someone else. But if you're meant to realign and reposition right now, now is the time. And yeah, we've got groups happening. There's people I can connect you with, and would love to be part of that repositioning for yourself, because what you do and the actions that you take matter. If I throw this ring, my wedding ring, into a pool of water, it's going to make ripples. If this ring was 10 times the size, it's going to make ripples. If it's 1,000 times the size, it's going to make ripples. It doesn't matter who you are, where you've been, or what you've done. You are making ripples, whether you like it or not. You're making ripples. Make them damn good ones. Make them damn good ones. You're creating ripples. And you're called to make the ripples that you're meant to make. Today's the day. Now's the time. Obey without delay. Make it happen.